What's up, fight fans? This is Andrew here to do another boxing analysis. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez. Known by many as one of the greatest Mexican boxers of all time. And Manny Pacquiao, of course, the best Filipino boxer of all time, the best left-handed boxer of all time, and the best boxer pound for pound right now of all time, at least for right now. Um, in their first two bouts, Juan Manuel Marquez, a lot of people felt that he won the fight because of his, counter punching style that he was using, but he got knocked down in both fights. And a lot of Pacquiao fans feel, and boxing fans alike, liking Marquez or Pacquiao, they felt that they like Pacquiao's come forward style and knocking Marquez down. The times he knocked him down in both fights. So that's what they feel overall won him to fight. One Pacquiao or one, him to fight. Marquez, wants to have that third fight just to show everybody that he's ready, for the big time, and that he's, this is one of his last hurrahs too, from what I heard from Nacho Bernstein. The fight will take place in October sometime. I'm not very sure, but hey, just be ready for that fight. That fight is gonna be something for the ages. I mean, their first two fights was amazing. But one thing that people keep saying that's really funny to me is Juan Manuel Marquez is nowhere near Pacquiao's level anymore. They're saying that Pacquiao was only a one-handed fighter back then, and now he has so many different elements to his game. But you gotta understand, Juan Manuel Marquez is a counterpuncher. You're always gonna have a great fight when you have a boxer puncher, Manny Pacquiao, who loves to fight and come forward, versus Juan Manuel Marquez, a proud Mexican fighter, is never gonna back down. Even if he gets knocked down, get right back up, and he fights his ass off, and he counterpunches very well, and he fights pretty well backing up. He's pretty accurate too, need to say the least. But anyway, back to Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has transcended the sport not only as a congressman, but he's transcended the sport with his speed, his power, him giving back to his country. He even has a U.S. single. Sometimes when we touch songs, he sings. He does it all. What else doesn't this guy do? And he's very humble. At the end of the day, this guy is humble, and that's why God has blessed him. So, anyway, off of that, back to the fight on him. They have a third fight. I feel Manny Pacquiao, depending on what happens in the Sugar Shane Mosley fight, that's happening May 7th, very, very soon from now. And I'm going to do a new video because I have a new analysis of how I think the fight will go. I have a new analysis of how I think that fight will go. But back to this, it's going to be Juan Manuel Marquez coming in at about 144, 143-ish, He only made it to, I think, 140 at the highest in the Mayweather fight. I'm not sure, 140 on the way in of that. So it's kind of hard to say he's just going to gain 7 more pounds. Not going to happen. And if he does, I don't want to see a fight because I know he's going to be incredibly slow. Manny packs on the pounds because he has one of the best strength and conditioning coaches of all time, and you guys don't give him enough credit. His name is Alex Ariza from Colombia. This guy, he is Colombian. This guy is amazing at what he does. He has Manny in like the best shape possible. Manny Pacquiao does so many things for the sport, and I just really feel that him having the greatest coach of all time, you got Freddie Roach training him and got him like in a perfect combination of styles and their family-like atmosphere that they use. And when it comes to fight time, they make sure that they get him in the best shape possible. And people always saying, well, I think he's on something. I just think he's a hard-working guy. Remember, Filipino people, just like any other kind of race, if you're from poverty, you usually keep that hard work ethic. If that's all you know and you don't ever want to go back to being in the hood or going back to this poverty period, you're going to make sure that you stay getting money, number one. Number two, your hunger is going to be there because of your family and your people. And that's the thing. The people is who he fights for. He fights for everybody, but he loves his Filipino fans because that's what it is. He's 100% Filipino to the bone. So you guys got to understand that he loves his country. Just like Margarito. He might have lost really, really bad in that Pacquiao Margarito fight, but he loves his country. He could have quit. He could have quit in the 8th round, 9th, 7th round, for real. But he kept fighting because he's a proud Mexican guerrero. And he's very ballsy, and Manny's very ballsy. I even believe if he does get cut or hit in this fight coming up with Mosley, it's not gonna matter because he's fighting for his people. He will never quit, ever. Not gonna happen. But anyway, I feel that Manny is gonna throw a whole bunch of combinations in the Juan Manuel Marquez fight. He's gonna do what he always does, come forward. He's probably gonna have a different game plan to try to figure out a way to do better, because he's always willing to do better, than his last fight. He doesn't come in with the same style saying, oh, I'm just gonna knock this guy out, oh, I'm just gonna do this. He tries to break you down or find, some defensive holes in your game that he can exploit, I feel Juan Manuel Marquez is going to stay on the same style, using that 45 punching combination, style. And he's going to really try to put it on, man. He's going to try to work the body more, throw more jabs. For real, if you out jab Manny Pacquiao, 9 times out of 10, you actually beat him. I know that sounds crazy, but about 8 to 9 times out of 10, you could beat him. But guess what? Nobody can out jab Manny Pacquiao, because guess what? Manny Pacquiao's always on top of you. You can really never out jab somebody if they're on top of you about every 2 seconds of the fight, unless you're in great condition. Not saying that his fighters are not in great condition when he faces them. It's just Manny is so much faster and has so much more power. I feel Manny Pacquiao is gonna, wear him down in the later rounds. Juan Manuel Marquez, and he's not gonna show his age, because it's not that he is aged, bad or anything. It's just Juan Manuel Marquez doesn't have that speed to match Manny anymore. He does have the power to hurt. He has the power to hurt me. He's hurt Manny before. I've seen it in the fights. But will he have the timing, the same timing that he had in those 2 fights, And if he doesn't get knocked down, he has a chance. I really feel Juan Manuel Marquez can, use the ring well, because he is a very good boxer that people forget. If he comes in the best shape possible and can jab, and throw, right straights and good right uppercuts, and when they're working in the clinches, he throws his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combination and get out, he can make the fight really hard for Manny, because the way to beat Manny is to use the jab and back up and be consistent and be able to take a shot, because you're gonna get hit. I don't care who you are. Not even if you're Mayweather, you're gonna get hit with one of those powerful Pinoy punches. You're gonna get hit with one. I'm sorry. As long as you can take a punch, you'll be fine. And I think Juan Manuel Marquez will still take one hell of a punch, but he's gonna need his balance. He's gonna really need to work on his balance if he wants to, hang in with the great Manny Pacquiao. I know you guys like just get to it. I feel that Manny Pacquiao is gonna win by unanimous decision, not by knockout, by unanimous decision. Too many punches thrown now, way more punches than he used to throw back in the 2 fights they had before. I think it's gonna be like at least averaging 85 a round, average somewhere around the 85 a round. And Juan Manuel Marquez, if he does win, it's because he followed the perfect game plan. I call it the Eric Morales special first fight, where you jab, and you keep him off of you, and you work to the body. You throw 3 and 4 combinations to the body, and you get away from his counter, because he's a great man. People forget Manny Pacquiao's a great counter puncher. Look what he did to Haddon with that overhand left and knocked him out straight on the chin when Haddon was going to throw a punch. He knew what Haddon was going to do, and he keeps his hands down here, so it's easy to boom, hit him straight to the chin. Another counter punch with Diaz. Diaz was throwing. David Diaz, what Manny do? He lined him up with that right jab, boom, left. So he's a great counter puncher. He's not Marquez down pretty much counter punching. But yeah, I feel only way Juan Manuel Marquez can win is if he throws good jabs and punches to the body. And that's what I feel is going to happen in the fight. Manny's going to win. And you guys get back to me in the comment section below.